Wall Street Journal, Fox, many reporting this in the last couple of moments, calling it the pivot point. The Trump administration is pausing all aid to Ukraine, including weapons in transit, a move that comes days after a contentious on-camera meeting between Ukrainian President Zelensky and President Trump in the White House. And you would expect Pelosi, Schumer, somebody, anybody responding immediately. And that brings me to this, our guest, who recently wrote an unheard, and let me just give you a paragraph, very well done. Donald Trump's heated confrontation with Mr. Vladimir Zelensky at the White House on Friday has triggered a conspicuous lack of outrage from an increasingly hesitant Democratic Party. The key word hesitant, this uncharacteristic restraint speaks volumes about a fundamental recalibration taking place within the American liberalism as the appetite for Ukraine's support wanes. Man, what a perfect way to begin this conversation on the news of pausing all of the aid, including what is in transit. What do you make of that first, Oliver Bateman? Go ahead, sir, and good evening.
Yeah. I mean, in amidst a series of bold moves over the past 2 months from Donald Trump and resets and recalibrations, this is certainly the boldest. I think it was telegraphed by some of the recent problems, the flare up in the White House and the contentious back and forth between Zelensky and Trump and Vance. But yeah, I mean, I was seeing the news just as you are. That's another huge step. I mean, in the same Reuters news report that I was looking at there, though, Trump is saying that he holds out some hope of a deal. It seems like this, just like that tariff brinkmanship, he's trying to get some kind of deal from Ukraine, in this case about mineral rights and all these other things, and a negotiated ceasefire. He's trying to make that happen. I guess this is a way of putting real pressure, a real finger on the scale.
So why very few leading Democrats punching back? What's the fear factor here, or what's the reasoning behind that and this incredible article that you wrote?
I mean, what I dealt with there, and my editors and I were putting that together. One of the things we noticed was where there is Democratic pushback, it's still along those very same lines as the sort of Russiagate impeachment stuff. Trump is a tool of the Kremlin and so on. That was already litigated before the public many years ago. On top of that, we're now seeing declining support in the United States for support for the Ukrainian war effort. Like, that's way down from 2022. And we're seeing even in Ukraine, although the polling, who knows how reliable that is, the polling showing declining support in that country for both the war and for President Zelensky there. So there's a lot of things at play. And then on top of that, the Democrats, after this defeat, really haven't had time to circle the wagons or haven't had the desire to circle the wagons and come up with a new kind of foreign policy alternative to what the Biden administration was doing. It hasn't been hashed out. So where you do see Democrats critiquing what's going on, and I'm sure people will be rushing to respond to the Ukrainian aid pause, they're saying the same stuff they were saying several years ago. It's nothing new. And the public is clearly hungry for a new approach in this particular situation. Trump is offering a different approach. The question is, can the Democrats come up with their own approach to America and foreign policy that might be a little bit more based in restraint?